Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a little heart-to-heart. I wanted to talk about some of the different seasons that we've experienced in our homeschool throughout the years, throughout our homeschooling journey. I think that seasoned homeschool mamas, if you would comment some of the seasons that you've been through, I think that would help some new homeschool moms so much, as well as those of us who have been homeschooling for years. Today, I'm so glad to be partnering up with my friend Michelle from A Common Life. She is one of my sweetest friendships here on YouTube and Instagram, and I'm so glad that she is joining me for this today. We're both going to be chatting about different seasons of our homeschool, different paths we've taken on our homeschooling journey, different things that have kind of tripped us up or caused us to put homeschooling down temporarily, or different ways that we've adapted our homeschool as our family's needs have changed. Today's video is sponsored by the Adventurous Mailbox, and I'm really looking forward to sharing more about this in just a little bit here in this video, as well as in future videos. This happens to go hand in hand with something that I'm going to be talking about in today's video, so make sure you stay tuned to hear more about them, but also to see a discount code that they are offering my subscribers. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. And basically the idea for this video came to me when I was looking back over past homeschool years, and I was kind of making up reasons why that one didn't go as planned and that one didn't go as planned. And I remembered and I heard Michelle say, no 2 years are ever the same. And I thought, you know, that is so true. And we hear that all the time, that no two homeschool years are the same, but why is that? And why is that such a negative thing to us when we say that? And the reality is, no two homeschool years are the same because every single part of your family dynamic is constantly changing. And so because homeschool is very much a part of your family dynamic, it has to change and adapt with your family. I think it's so important to recognize the different seasons that we go through as a family and as homeschoolers. So instead of fighting that change and fighting that season, we learn to adapt our homeschool accordingly. One of the biggest fears I had to let go of was that my kids will not all have the same education. I saw that as a negative thing initially, that I just feel like, you know, Eli is not getting the same education and the same homeschooling experience as Bella got, and Jessie got a different experience than Annabeth's gonna get. But that's not a bad thing. I think once we recognize that, because every kid is unique, but also because our family is unique year to year, not every kid will have the exact same experience in homeschool, but that it is okay. As soon as we can let that go, I think we are all the better for that. So I wanted to talk about some specific seasons in our homeschool that we've gone through, and specific reasons why our year to year has been different. Kind of identify what some of those seasons have been in our homeschool, and then I want to talk about some of the adaptations we can make to go along with that and not fight our family dynamics so very much. So some of the different homeschooling seasons we've been through are marked with motivation and excitement by me as the mom and parent and homeschooling teacher, and some of them are marked with kind of dread and just a sense of duty going into that. And that of course affects our homeschooling year, hands down. Not every year will you feel super stoked to start school that year, but that's okay. That doesn't mean you're not equipped to homeschool your kids. So I want to make that very clear, that while some years have a million Pinterest crafts and some years just have the teacher's manuals and what's required of you, those are just seasons in your life as a person, as a whole. They don't take away from your ability to educate your children. So one of the main seasons that I can identify, because we've gone through this season so many times, is the math and reading season. And that is when I just have to look at our calendar and say, we're just gonna get math and reading done this week or this month or this year. Specifically when my kids are young elementary, that's pretty much, we go through that season a lot. Let's just do math and reading. Let's just do math and reading. I know a lot of my girlfriends have gone through the same thing as well, and that is because either, you know, I'm pregnant and really sick, or we have a newborn, or we have a toddler, or we are just people and we need to cut back and just do math and reading. There are some years that 2 years in a row, specifically our homeschool year started in September with a major hurricane. One year we started our school year with construction that was stalled for multiple reasons, and we didn't even have running water in our house because of the construction, and we weren't even living at home and things like that. There are so many different reasons why we've had to cut down to math and reading, but I think if everybody has a baseline of what your minimum is, if you have to take off for a certain amount of time, it's easier to let go of feeling like a failure or feeling like you're not doing enough. If you say, my baseline is as long as we get math and reading done for the next 3 weeks, we'll pick up the rest of it when we move on, or as long as we get science and history done for the next 3 weeks, we'll pick up the rest when we can. So math and reading season is the biggest and most frequent season in our homeschool. There have been seasons where I've noticed that we just need to nurture relationships in our home, and that academics, while we may be doing well in our subjects in our actual school, we are losing focus as a family, as parents and children, as siblings. And so those are my get on the floor seasons. I called it a pajama season before, where I just said, I'm gonna wake up, and I can't wear the same pair of pajamas. I don't know about you guys, but I still have to get dressed in the morning. Sometimes in these seasons when I need to bring myself down to a slower pace and to nurture those relationships with my kids, I have to say, wake up, put on yoga pants, be comfortable, and sit on the floor with your kids. And we just do puzzles together, and we read together, and we kind of pump the brakes, hit the pause button on the academic side of things temporarily, because I can see in my kids' eyes that they are just trying to please me because they are wanting attention from me, and that is not how I want them to, the relationship I want them to have with our homeschool. Sorry, my husband just came home. Another season we've been through many times is this is school season, and that's because life has caused us to be busy or to be out of the house, or maybe they're involved in good things. We've been involved in 4-H for years. We're not involved any longer, but also, you know, my kids have sports, my husband owns a business, my daughter's in a dance company. Seasons where those have all hit at the same time, and it's required much of us. We've got the county fair going on, we've got to get our animals there, we've got dance recital going on, we've got to work on payroll for the business, a million things happening at once, and yet we still have to get groceries, cook meals, and thrive as a family. Those are when we put the books down, those seasons, and say, well, this is school. And in those times we maybe are a little more intentional with the things that are taking up our time, because that is now what I'm going to use for their education. So you guys are helping me make a grocery list. We're going to go to the store together. You're going to help me cook meals. We're going to measure. All of this is going to count toward school, because this is the dominant task in our family right now. 4-H, of course, was like a really great thing to be school because it's so educational. But just all sorts of things like that. When you're out of the house a ton, everything can be educational. Yes, it isn't naturally educational on its own. Sometimes you have to pursue it, be more intentional with it. But if your life is spinning out of control and you have a million things going on that you have no control over, like we can't just pump the brakes on my husband's job or on commitments that we've made in our community, but you can lean into those things instead of fighting them and create an educational experience out of that. And so we have had many, well, this is school seasons in our family. Another season that we're on the brink of right now is my oldest daughter is really growing up, and she is going to be junior high school next year. And it has become more and more apparent to me over the last, I would say few months, but definitely last couple of weeks, that it is time to start moving out of that elementary school mindset and kind of pursuing her interests, teaching her to be a little more self-sufficient, teaching her things we've avoided teaching for a long time. One of those things happens to be technology. We have been a 99.9% screen-free home for her entire life, minus family movie nights, and the occasional, you know, I don't even know, like sometimes we watch a movie when it's not on a Friday night. I don't know. Teaching textbooks, her math we do on the computer, but other than that, she has had no experience with anything like computer skills or coding. And so because of that, I'm really excited to start moving toward that with her. I think she's definitely ready, and we see it as a necessity now. And so we're having to reshape some of our homeschool to allow her to thrive and kind of grow up in our homeschool. And so because of that, I'm really excited to talk about today's video sponsor, because it really goes hand in hand with this new season that we're moving into as a family. When I received an email from the creator of the Adventurous Mailbox asking if I would be interested in reviewing their product, it was an immediate yes from me. Not only because this is the perfect product for my geography and literature loving daughter who is new to coding, but because I really want you guys to know about this. This is a really unique program, and I've never seen anything like this. So basically, the Adventurous Mailbox offers exciting educational packages that use adventure books as a base to introducing kids to world cultures, computer coding, and traditional academic subjects. Kids also will receive a lifetime membership to the totally top secret online community. There, they'll be able to keep exploring the world as part of an international team of young world explorers. Parents also have access to the Teacher's Lounge, where they get hundreds of engaging lessons based on the adventure books. The lessons cover reading comprehension, writing, critical thinking, and country-specific concepts. The coolest part about this is that the package arrives as a mysterious delivery from abroad, covered in foreign stamps and postmarks, and then inside they'll find a top secret manual and secret password for registering the products, as well as a very cool box of the best adventure books you'll ever read. Every element is hand addressed and personalized. The whole thing is very intriguing and cool, and it gets kids excited about the content inside. So this is geared best for 9 to 12-year-olds, and I'm going to show you what Isabella's reaction was when she opened the package, as well as everything that was inside our Deluxe Explorers package. All right, let's see what's in there.
Which one first? This one?
Whichever one.
Can I have a pair of scissors, please?
Did you get it? Ooh, what's that? Okay, so first things first, we have a secret code. I'm gonna take that away. What is all this?
It says, Isabella, welcome to the team. This is where we are based for now. Come visit. Enjoy the adventure.
Where is it?
It says Grandma Junker.
Where are you based?
I don't know.
Let's see.
Maybe I'll open this letter.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so it says, welcome to the team. Okay, I know Chinese New Year has passed already, but I thought this card was cool. You'll actually learn more about Taiwan once you get to book number 2. The coding mission for this book is awesome. They all are, really. See you online. Oh my, let's see. What's going on in here?
Something else.
We've got a welcome magazine.
Okay.
Ooh, cool. Step 1. Okay. You ready to become a computer genius?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is awesome. So what's in here then?
I don't know. Whoa.
Whoa. I'll read it to you.
Okay.
Isabella, in addition to the ebooks you can download on my site, I thought you might like to have some real books as well. Of course you do.
Right,
you always love real books.
I'm gonna take this out so it's
Okay.
easier.
Oh, those are really nice, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Peru, Tanzania, Greece, Thailand, Brazil, Taiwan, and Finland. Wow, that's amazing. Let's take one out and see it. I think Taiwan is what he said was the first one, right? Neat. You are gonna love this. Okay, so it said, I know it's been a while since my last letter, so this must not be the first one. I cannot wait to figure out what is going on in these books. This This is gonna be So you're gonna get to read these books and then learn how to do coding missions. What, does that make you feel like a big kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've never done coding. Are you ready to learn how to do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is awesome. Are you looking forward to this?
Yeah.
Thank you, Adventurous Mailbox, for sponsoring today's video. I really appreciate what you sent to my daughter, and I really look forward to enjoying that and learning that alongside of her. We've had a couple of seasons that I can identify well, especially having one child who really thrives on routine and needs it emotionally. Where it's our routine season. I don't care what else gets done. I would love to make school a part of that, but if we only can fit an hour of school in that time, that's okay. Just a get back to routine season, establish good habits season. This is obviously really probably a season many of us are going through right now at the beginning of the homeschool year, where we are just trying to establish a good morning routine, afternoon routine, bedtime routine. And sometimes establishing those routines without losing our minds requires a lot of extra patience. And so sometimes that means we cut down on the amount of schoolwork we're actually getting done just to create a positive environment around forming good habits. And so we have definitely had many establishing routine seasons. And I think that that is very important. It does take, what's the phrase I'm going for right now? Priority. It takes priority over school for me, for the most part. It's just having good habits and good structure, at least for the age that my kids are at right now. So that is a big time season that we've been Another through. Season is a unit study season. There are times when my kids are really passionate about something, or a really cool opportunity presents itself, and I want to really pursue that. And so we make a unit study instead of trying to include that where it otherwise wouldn't fit. We have had field trip seasons where really neat opportunities have presented themselves to us, and it looks like a lot is about to happen on our calendar. And so, okay, this is school right now. We are going to learn as much as we can about these things we have planned on our schedule, and we are going to not fit the field trips in, but we are going to make that our goal and our focus of our education right now. So those are some other seasons that are maybe more fun than distracting. Some other seasons we've experienced in our home are relationship, teamwork seasons, and that is one we're really focusing on right now. I've modified a lot of our homeschool and the reward system that we've used in the past to fit more of a teamwork model, because I see that that's suffering right now, especially between my boys. If I'm being totally honest, I am struggling with that relationship between them. It's hard to watch siblings have trouble, and that is the last thing I want to be happening in my home, although it's inevitably going to happen at some point, you know, over time. And so right now, that is my main focus as a mom and as a home educator, is working on teamwork as a family, helping them identify like their people in our own home. And so we are in that teamwork sibling relationship season right now. There are other seasons that you can see coming. Some you can't see coming, many you cannot see coming. I couldn't predict when my kids were going to be having trouble in their relationships, or when a hurricane was going to come, or when some health or behavioral issues were going to take a priority over our homeschool. But then there are some seasons that you can see coming, like when you can foresee that you will have a baby in a few months, or you're probably going to be going through the terrible twos in your homeschool, or you have company, extended company coming in to stay in town, or you're going to be out of town, and things like that. We can see those things coming. Those are often short-lived seasons. But for the long-term seasons, how can you prepare for those? So number one, I would say the important thing to do is to identify the seasons that you're in. Sometimes when you are putting out so much effort to fight your family's flow, you might need to step back and say, I might be in a different season than I was in a couple of months ago, and identify what is going on and what's causing that. Maybe it's something that can be modified. Maybe it's something that requires you to modify your school. Another thing is to have a good baseline of what is your minimum, not to strive for the minimum, but to give yourself something if you need some breathing room. Like I said, for us, that's usually math and reading. I'm sure as my daughter gets older, that's going to change. I'm confident that's going to change because what I require of her is going to change. But math and reading, math and writing, things like that have been our baseline for years. And then finally, something that I think is very important is to be flexible and to have a really flexible schedule. One of the biggest distractions in our homeschool has been the absolute no holds barred, no flexibility schedule that I've set in years past, and that has caused more stress than necessary on our homeschool when something comes up and we need to modify our homeschool. So I hope this video is helpful to you if you need help identifying a season that you're in, or if you are trying to make your homeschool function a little bit better. Let me know down below what some of the seasons are that you can recall in your homeschool, and please go check out Michelle's video. I'm really excited to see what she has to say on this topic, because just in our communication before we film these videos, she is just a wealth of knowledge, a well of knowledge, what's the phrase? I don't know. She's really passionate about her family and her kids. She knows them well, and she also she's such a great communicator, and I'm looking forward to seeing what she's able to identify from her own family and what she's wanting to share with you guys. So I will see you guys soon. Bye.